A Liberal senator has accused Scott Morrison's supporters of deliberately bringing down Malcolm Turnbull as leader to secure the numbers for their own man. The suggestion was in a series of revelations about the Liberal spill to emerge from Sky News documentary Bad Blood. And tonight, the Canberra confessions continue in the second and final special, New Blood. Our political editor David Spears has more.
Malcolm Turnbull's decision to throw the leadership open at the start of that fateful week in August was a big gamble.
I thought at that stage, this is the final act of misjudgment, and it's a fatal one.
Looking back, of course, I mean, it's very easy for people to say that was a mistake.
Indeed, Peter Dutton had told one colleague he had the numbers 2 days before the spill.
Peter was relatively confident that he would have the numbers.
There was a coterie of people who had been conspiring and planning the removal of Malcolm Turnbull for almost from the time he became Prime Minister 3 years ago.
Christopher Pyne played a key role in stopping Peter Dutton becoming leader.
So the leader has to be someone who has broad appeal, and Peter Dutton, for all of his great talents, doesn't.
But you don't see him as a future leader either.
No, I don't.
He began marshalling numbers behind Scott Morrison rather than fellow moderate Julie Bishop.
My initial thought was that Scott would probably have votes that Julie wouldn't have, which is exactly as it turned out.
Scott and others had been working to lock people away.
He had a head start, basically.
Yes.
But what role did Scott Morrison play?
5 of clearly the Morrison camp voted for the spill and voted to say no to Malcolm Turnbull.
Scott Morrison's key supporters deliberately brought down Turnbull in that vote to get their man up.
Well, that was very clear that that's the way it had gone.
How did you get it done? How did you get the leadership?
I talked to my colleagues. They were very aware of the position that I'd taken all the way up until that point.
In the second part of the series, New Blood, Scott Morrison reveals how he took the party from a Muppet show to a remarkable election win.
You've got to present yourself to the Australian people openly.
What did that involve?
Being myself, which not everybody tend to like. Some mocked it, some sneered at it, some joked about it, but it's who I am. And
this was the daggy dad with the baseball cap and so on?
Well, that's how it's described by others, but you're describing my life.
This is you.
This is who I am.
New Blood airs tonight exclusively on Sky News. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as Scott Morrison reveals the highs and lows of his party's historic come-from-behind win.